Hello, everybody, and welcome to the LFC Transfer Room YouTube channel. My name is Stephen, and today what we're going to be going through is the predicted 11 that we believe will be starting for the Wolves game this Saturday, our first 12:30 kickoff this year, and hopefully it goes better than most of our early kickoffs last year. At least this time we don't have the cursed jersey with us. Going into this game, there's some interesting topics that we need to discuss. Obviously, we have the Virgil van Dijk extension of his suspension, and then we also have Ibrahima Konate missing time with the international break due to injury. There's still no word as of the time of recording this video whether or not he'll be in the squad, but I'll make sure to include that in this video as well, in the prediction that's there so far. So getting into the starting 11 that I think that we will have for this Wolves game, and obviously with a couple of our new signings like Ryan Gravenberch, that we will see some of him as well, hopefully too, giving us 2 weeks with the squad to settle in, since he turned down going to the Dutch under-21 squad and for the international break. So in goal, we have our one and only Alisson Becker. I don't see how anybody else gets in ahead of him at this point. He's just the best goalkeeper in the Premier League right now, and has been for numerous seasons. And anybody that says any different really doesn't watch Liverpool play or doesn't watch football in any sort of a serious capacity. That's probably the easiest answer in this squad at the moment, is him as our starting goalkeeper. When it gets then to our back four, I think the two boys, Matip and Gomez, really have come into their own in the past couple of games in their performances. I'm very excited to see if Gomez can continue his form, a form which we haven't seen realistically since the 2019 season. And if we can get that form back, I'll be elated with that, especially with the emergence of Kwanzaa coming through as well. He'll be an interesting one there. So with our back two, our two centre-backs, I would have Joel Matip on the left and Joe Gomez on the right. Now, in saying that, the reason I'm saying I'm giving this sort of a caveat is that if Ibrahima Konate is healthy as of the time of the game, I believe he deserves a start in there. Now, who he goes in over is obviously going to be up to the manager, but I think he needs to start on that right-hand side. If Gomez then moves out to a right back and we move Trent into a inverted, or Gomez sits on the left beside Robbo, that's for the manager to decide. But if Konate is healthy, I believe he should start. Otherwise, it should be Joel Matip and Joe Gomez. Our wing backs then, our full backs, really no change from the past while. Trent, with his ever convenient injury prior to English squad call-up, gave him the time obviously to rest a little bit. He was hobbling a little bit in the game against Villa, so we've seen him back training since. He seems to be okay. He seems to be recovering okay. So I'd have him at our right back and just let him go to work from that position. And I'd have Robbo as our left back. Nothing to change there. The back line, virtually identical to what we would have had against Villa. I've no problem with that whatsoever. Now we get to the more interesting part, which is the midfield. And the midfield, I feel, is where we're going to see our first appearance of Ryan Gravenberch. And it's interesting because I don't know where to put him, to be perfectly honest with you guys. It's interesting because himself and McAllister kind of switched their roles. So if I had to come down to it with how McAllister is comfortable enough in that position as it is at the moment, I would have him in his sixth position as the CDM, and I would have Ryan Gravenberch take over McAllister's natural position on the left-hand side of that midfield three. But I can't see them both interchanging and one moving forward and one staying back and vice versa. So that's an interchangeable position there. They can go in either position. But for the 11, I believe that McAllister will be starting as that sixth due to his familiarity with that role in our system so far. And our right-hand side of that midfield is obviously going to be Dominic Szoboszlai. I don't see any other choice for that at the moment. It has to be him. He's played every single minute and covered every single blade of grass for us so far, as has Alexis McAllister. I don't see how they don't start, but the obviously wild card there is Ryan Gravenberch coming in. So hopefully that's our midfield three. I'll be very happy with that midfield three. It will be quite a dominating one and quite a forward-thinking one too, which is good. Now we move on to the front three, and in my own opinion, I think this stays very much similar. However, there is going to be one that is up for debate. I would like to see Luis Diaz start on the left and Mohamed Salah start on the right, unchanged from the Villa game, with then the attacking prowess in the middle. Given the international break, it's very hard to pick between Darwin Nunez and Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo got his goal against Ireland, unfortunately, for me and my countrymen. Got his goal against Ireland and played very well in the other games as well. Darwin Nunez had 2 assists. It's hard to choose given their performances the past while. I would like to see Darwin Nunez start, and that's who I'm going to put in for this 11. I would like to see Darwin Nunez start purely to build on his confidence from the past couple of games and to watch him grow into the utter goal threat that he's going to become. And I'd have Cody Gakpo as a second option there. That's not a knock on Cody Gakpo. He's a phenomenally talented football player. But I'd just like to see Darwin Nunez build on that confidence going forward for now. Now, would I be mad if Cody Gakpo started ahead of him and Darwin Nunez came on at the 60th minute? No, not at all. Am I going to be mad if Darwin Nunez starts and Cody Gakpo comes on at the 60th minute? No, not at all. Either one of them is very interchangeable there, and I'd be happy with either starting, but I'd be most happy with Darwin Nunez starting up front. So that is our starting 11 predicted for the game against Wolves this weekend at 12:30 on Saturday. We have Alisson in goal. We have our centre-back pairing of Joel Matip and Joe Gomez, with the assumption that Ibrahima Konate is not playing. We have our fullbacks of Trent and Robbo. We have our midfield of Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai, with Gravenberch and McAllister interchanging their positions where need to be, I feel. And we have then our front three of Diaz, Nunez and Salah. But I also wouldn't be mad if Gakpo started ahead there and Nunez came on in the 60th minute, or if Nunez comes off at the 60th minute and Gakpo comes on. We have an abundance of talent in our front three. I don't see any problem with any of them starting. I think Jota even comes on as well for an appearance too. He's been performing very, very well in the international break with 2 goals and an assist. It's a good problem to have that we have up front. So that is our predicted 11 for the game against Wolves this Saturday at 12:30. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any suggestions on who you think should have been starting, or if you have any differences of opinion on my predicted starting 11, do leave them in the comments down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I hope everybody has a lovely day. And up the Reds.